I said as I stroked his gorgeous black hair, tucking away a piece behind his ear. I always loved how the continuous flow of curl after curl lay on my chest. It's these moments in life that bring me to tears. The peace, the stillness, the memories. We met while I was on vacation renting a cabin in the foothills of the Rockies. Fall was turning to winter and the leaves had all died off. Not many choose to vacation during that time, which, to me, is the perfect time to seclude yourself in nature. The moment before everything falls asleep, it's a rare but beautiful moment to witness. He probably had a paper he needed to finish or a novel to write, and took the opportunity of the off-season to snag a cabin near mine. I had thought I was alone that weekend until one morning, my ritual was interrupted by a hiker passing through my woods. He had caught my eye immediately, and I had to have him. I was not very outgoing then, so I chose to watch him in silent observation, noting how his gait showed off his long legs and slender torso. The little bit he was visible on the trail was all I needed to crave him. I resolved to attempt to speak with him if I saw him again, which happened to be the next morning. I had sat at the kitchen table anxiously watching for my handsome stranger to hike by. The hours ticked on, but I didn't abandon my post. I needed to see him again. Finally, there he was. He had paused right between two large pines, allowing him into my sight. I got up slowly and headed to the door. Upon opening it, his eyes lit up in surprise seeing my presence on the porch. An awkward smile from afar and a simple wave let me know I could approach. I took the opportunity. I made my way through the tall, dying grass, feeling the crisp, late fall air through my cardigan. Pulling it tighter, it gave me both warmth and courage to meet my mysterious neighbour. He greeted me with a warm smile and, "Hello." "Hey, thought I was alone this weekend. Liking the trails?" I asked. "Yeah, pretty impressive views. Thought I'd hit this one again to get more pics." "I come back here often too. Just thought I'd let you know I was here in case you need anything. I'm Bella." I let my eyes fall briefly, then back to his. "Peter, nice to meet you." We stood there for a minute, hanging in time together. "Well, I guess I should get on with the hike before it starts to get dark. Nice to meet you, Bella." "You too, Peter." I gave a slight wave and turned to go back to my cabin, electricity coursing through my body. He was the one. I could feel it. The way he looked at me told me all I needed to know. I had to meet him again. After our brief meet-cute, I couldn't think about anything else. His image haunted my eyes when I closed them. I could see every part of his face in fine detail, the way a single line of sweat slowly built on his right temple before falling below his chin, obviously from the rough terrain of the trail. I could still smell his perspiration mixed with the decay of the leaves on the path. My brain traced the outline of his jaw to the slight dimple of his left cheek. I imagined what it would be like to be in his arms, drinking up the warmth of his body. I could see my fingers entangled with his, a strong squeeze to let him know I was there. My lips could feel the impressions on his skin that my kisses would leave on his neck. I needed him. I promised myself he would be mine. A few days later, just before I was to depart, I saw him again. This time, he was coming to my cabin door. I chose to let him knock rather than rush to open it. By his third knock, I opened with a casual, "Hey." "Hey." I was getting ready to pack up my stuff and realized I had forgotten duct tape. "Any chance you might have some?" It was the sweetest proposal, and of course I knew that was his way of telling me he was mine. "Of course, come in." I held the door open and allowed him in, shutting it behind him. He looked around and nodded. "Looks like the cabins are all the same." "Yep, but I like this one best. Just something about it keeps me coming back every year." "You come here yearly?" "Yes, I just find this place to have all I need to find peace. Sometimes we just need a place where we can be ourselves without judgment." "I completely agree. You leaving soon too?" "I was going to, but recently decided to stay a few more days. It's so hard to leave sometimes." "I get that. I will probably be back too. Great trails around here. There are, and many are seldom travelled, so it makes for a very unique experience." "Really? I'll have to do more research. The tape." "Oh, yes, I'll be right back." I went to my room and grabbed the tape and the syringe. I inserted it in the vial and pulled back on the plunger. The clear liquid always seemed to sparkle a bit in my eyes like the sparkle of one's last tear. With the tape in one hand and the syringe in the other, I went back to the entryway. "Thanks," he said, and as he grabbed for the tape, I inserted the needle in his neck. An instant look of shock and dread hooded his face. It never takes long for the drugs to have an effect. He tried to speak, but only stammered. I gently guided him to the rustic couch nearby, being sure to cradle his head as he slumped into the cushions. I knew I only had a few minutes to watch the life drain from his dark brown eyes, so I lay next to him like I did to the others before, resting his head on my chest, feeling the warmth of his slow, receding breath. There was always beauty in being the last to lay with someone. I loved this moment. So much peace. I gave him his last kiss. "Shh," I said as I stroked his gorgeous black hair, tucking away a piece behind his ear.